What up, what up, what up, what up? Peace, blessings, prosperity, and success of abundance. Back in it with another one. Yo, message of the day is life brings new beginnings. Life is about new beginnings. All of its assets of life is about new beginnings. It's what the seasons present. Each season that transpires, we go from one phase to another phase to another phase, right? And so beginnings is in everything. You go to sleep, wake up, the sun comes up, the moon comes up, cycles, all of these things rotate, right? And in each season, there's a time to do what you did or what you didn't do last season, right? Or there's a time this season that you're not supposed to be doing what you did in the last season, right? Because this season is different, right? This cycle is different. And so understanding that the cycle is different, you understand that the assignment is different, right? There's a different approach and a different way of life. I was thinking about this as I was listening to one of my mentors, and I was thinking about priorities, right? Knowing what your priorities are, right? Then you organize your priorities, and then you stay disciplined on those priorities. But a lot of people don't have a list of priorities, and some people do, right? And so organizing your list of priorities allow you to understand that, am I a person with priorities or am I a person without priorities? And then with understanding that and going a little bit deeper, once you have organized your priorities, or rather than say, once you have figured out your priorities, now it's time to organize those priorities. So in saying so, my question to you is, what's your priority? And I realize that a lot of people have a lot of priorities too, and then go throughout life, have a lot of struggles, have a lot of things that don't work out, have a lot of issues that transpire, and never receive or come close to fulfillment. That makes you wonder. Everybody's like, oh, fulfillment, what is that, right? Or per se, a lot of people know what fulfillment is. But understanding, I believe and I know that we came here for true fulfillment, not satisfaction. That's why once we receive or achieve a goal of ours, it is now a thing in the past. Some older builders would glorify those old things that they've done in the past. And you used to hear that saying, it's like, it's not about what you did in the past, right? It's about what you continuously do. Nobody cares about what you've done in the past no more, right? You've been talking about that thing you did in the past 30, 40 years now, right? Make a new one, right? But what I realized is too, understanding this, the kingdom is the first priority. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness. Prioritizing God first, right? And I think too, when it comes to religious mindsets, we've been taught a different angle. We haven't been taught kingdomship. We've been taught a different angle of understanding how to put God first. And I think a lot of us really don't know how to put God first. And so we have to, this wind is coming, baby. This wind is here. But we have to understand that, and we have to separate the concepts from religion versus kingdomship, right? Seek ye first the kingdom. For me, is one of the things that me and my wife do is we wake up at 4 a.m. when we pray. Now, I remind you, your boy be half asleep, but still, I get it in, right? Secondary, I was thinking like, how can I put God first in his righteousness? His righteousness is standing and making sure I'm in right alignment with the highest authority, right? Making sure I'm following the Constitution, right? And so the second part is, I don't know God until I understand his word, right? And a lot of times you're going to have to ponder on a lot of that information that's in there. That's what the point is, right? The point is for you to ponder and for you to think about it, which is the pondering is the same word as meditation, right? You got to meditate on a lot of stuff that you don't understand. And also, too, having mentorship in areas that I feel like God has blessed me with discovering certain mentors, because I do a lot of quantum leaping, right? And I'm open to receive. I understand that. I'm more open to receive than I was about 3 or 4 years ago, right? And realizing that there's always a better way to seek the kingdom first. Don't seek what you're going to eat when you wake up. Don't seek, what you're going to wear, what time you got to do this, what time you got to do that. My next part of putting God first is reading the word, right? And then take something away from it, right? I read the word for that day or for the AM, and I highlight something that I deem to be important that I want to necessarily marinate over, right? And I'll take that on into my day, and I will move with that, right? And understanding that, I gave you guys a while back some of the rights as an ambassador and a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And your rights as that is also being aware too, as you're going about the day, how do you represent the kingdom of heaven, right? And I believe those are the rights as well, right? Or I should say, I believe those are also how you seek his righteousness, right? You're understanding as you're acquiring information and getting his mind, his word into your mind, and not you trying to think independently wise, then you understand as you're starting to align that, it's the same concept with a mentor. You see certain aspects about a mentor that you desire. I like how you do these things, and I want to know how you've done these things. I want to think like you in certain aspects. This is the same key points that you would want to do with God. It's the same thing, right? You don't want to idolize people that are mentors, right? They're stepping stones, right? And I say stepping stone in a bad way, but they are stepping stones. They're lily pads, right? At a certain point, you're gonna surpass your mentor, and you're gonna have to look for a higher mentor, because even mentors have mentors, right? It's a part of life, right? The Grandmaster has a Grandmaster, right? And so in understanding that, I should say, this is a new beginning of understanding that this is growth, man. This is a time of growth. And I also wanted to show you guys while I'm talking about new beginnings. What's that in there? We got a new one in the family. Look at her. She's a Chihuahua. And I named her Nezuko for all my anime fans out there, right? I named her Nezuko. And this is a new beginning, right? Because I wasn't necessarily ready for another dog. And I understood that I was putting it out there in the universe, and one thing led to another. And I was like, I guess I'm moving forward with this responsibility, right?
E joga, e joga.